So I have created one new class called as ArrayList test. In this, I will explain you that how we can create one array list and how it is different from others. So you can call ArrayList as an extension to what we have studied yesterday as an array. So it works the same way. You have a certain set of items. Let's say you have few names of your student, you have some grades or any kind of data. So when you already know a certain size of the array, you know that there are 7 days in a week, there are 12 months in a year. In those kind of data sets, you will be going towards array, but you will rarely found, even with those as well, you will rarely found array being used. So an extended form of your array is array list, which comes under your Java collections. So basically, if you talk about Java collections, array will is not a part of Java collections, but array list is. So your journey will start from the array list only. So backend process is same, the way we discussed about array, that it will add each and every item you are going to place in the index form one after another. And if somebody is going to get deleted, then the next person to it will shift to the front row, and behind that person will shift again to the next up front row. So that way they will keep on shifting. So that backend process will still remain the same. Both array and array list is dependent on the index only. So let's see how we can write it. So in the main method, you will start writing it like this. So first you have to say array list. So it's again the type of list where you can have a certain set of data. So I'm going to take some string type of data. So in this open and close brackets, you have to put a string as your data type. Then let's say I want to talk about the groceries. I will be adding, let's say, eggs, milk, and everything, that kind of things. You can have any kind of data. And then I'm creating an object of basically this array list, and which looks like this. And in the end, you have to put a normal braces like this. Then you will be importing the corresponding package. So just mouse over on it and import the package. And then you're ready to add new values in the array list. So if you just print groceries now, it will show you a blank. So it will just say a blank set of things, and till the time you're not adding them. So how to add them? Just call the reference variable of it, put a dot, then there is a method called as add. And whatever value you want to add, let's say I want to add milk. So this will be on my index, what? 0. Groceries dot add, let's say eggs. So what will be the index for this? Anyone?
1.
1.
1.
Groceries dot add, let's say breads. And for this, what will be the index?
2.
2. Okay. So this way you can have n number of values. I'm just taking few of them. Or you can do one more thing. Let's say I want to replace what is there on line number 1 or index 1. So what I will be doing, I will be adding one more item here as this. So add is your overloaded method. So add can contain just the value you want to add, or if you want to replace some value. So it is an overloaded method which contains index as well as the element which you want to add. So let's say you want to add something over here which is previously as eggs, and I want to replace it with breads. Or you can say 0 as well. So if you say 0, this will be replacing milk, which is on 0th index. So this way you can do as well. So it will not be on the index 2. This will be inserting. So, oh, sorry, this is not going to replace it. It is going to insert this value in between these two. So it will insert between milk and egg. So it is not going to deplete or delete it. It is going to add it in between. So I am saying that on index 1, I want to add breads. So what will happen to eggs? It will shift to the index 2. And if I have, let's have one more. So let's say I have one more. So this, if you see this sequence till now, this is how the index will work. But what you are doing, you are pushing one new value in between this list. And on one index, I want to add bread. So what will happen? The sequence will become, so let me show you by displaying it as well. So it is milk, egg, and oat. The sequence which you have added, same sequence you can see in the form of array list. So when I'm adding this one at index 1, and now save and run it, now you will see bread became on line number, or sorry, index 1, and the rest of these two, which is egg and oat, has been shifted to their next indexes. So one egg was on one index, that got shifted to second index, and oats was on second index, it got shifted to the third index. And if you delete one of them, then they will jump to the -1 index, means front row or something. Okay. So that is how it works. And if you want to specifically refer to anyone, so you will be saying get method here, and you will be providing the index. Like say I put 0 here, so I want to refer to milk. So with 0, I will be getting milk as the value. So you can put some concatenation of string as well. So when you add two different values in a print statement like this, so you just put a fixed value like this and put a plus sign in between, which is coming dynamically. So that is how you can add them all together. So this is your fixed value which you want to print plus the value which you are getting from the index values like milk or egg, whichever your value are going to get. So this, from the point of view of string, it is called as string concatenation. So you, when you're adding two different strings, this is called as string concatenation. And what you're doing over here, you are fetching one of the value out of it. So this will give you milk. So first item milk, and you want to get second, third, and so on. Keep on adding and printing. You can play around with it to make your understanding better. So after this, what I'm going to do, I will be removing one of the value. So if I remove it, and then I want to print the complete full list. The way I did before, groceries. So this time I will found that my eggs is going to be left out because I am removing it, and the one which are next to it. So after that, we have oats. So the sequence will be milk, then bread, because you have placed bread on the one index. Then you are removing this egg. So egg is going to go away. Then your oats are left. That will come in the end. So let's run this. So full list is your milk, then the breads because you have placed it on the one index. Then eggs is gone, then the oats. Okay, so you can keep on playing around with it so that you can understand the equation of this array list. So it's the same way we were doing in array. It's just there are few new features we have in array list which this follows. So one important thing which is common between array and array list is it maintain the insertion order, which means as soon as you are inserting whatever value in a sequence, so you enter milk first, then eggs, then oats, and in between you added this bread somewhere, but still it is following the indexing only. So it will be, if you want to maintain the order, when you're playing with some set of data and you want to stay connected with whatever orders you are entering the value or data is, then you will be choosing ArrayList over other type of Java collection topics we have. Second thing is it is allow you duplicate. So let's say if I add over here and then run it. So what I did is I have two values of the same name. Then if I run it, so you will see, you will find two oats value over here in the array list. So that means it is allowing you to have duplicates. So if you guys are okay with having the duplicate values, then you can choose array list. Third point is fast random access, which you did with the help of this line. So you can just talk about any of the index you are looking for with the get method, provide a index, and you will be able to fetch that up. So this is all about how we see an array list. There's nothing more than this we have above this. So just have a look at it, how it is being written, and just practice on it. I think it is clear. If you have any question, you can ask. Till the time I'm creating the second piece, which is your hash set. So one more collection we have, which is called as hash set. So if I talk about the definition of it before creating a main method. So definition for hash set is it stores your unique elements using hash table. So there is something called as hash table, which actually let you enter the values, whichever value you are providing. Considering that all the values which you are providing will not be having any duplicate values, like the way we were able to do it over here. I was able to add two oats. And if you are actually dealing with that kind of data where you don't want any kind of duplicacy, in that case, you guys are going to use set or the hash set. And set uses hash table. That is why it is called as hash set. And it is not considering any kind of order. Order means it will not follow the sequence which was you saw that array list is following. So it is not dependent on any kind of indexing or anything. It will randomly place anywhere things and accordingly you can call them up. So let's see how we can handle it with a specific kind of example. So how to deal with hash set? It's the same way you were writing for your array list, same way you have to write. So hash set is something which is having a parent called as set. So what you can do, you can create a set named reference variable over here. So on the left hand side, you can have a reference of the parent class as well. So set is a parent to your hash set. So that you can also do, or you can have hash set as well. That is also fine. Then let's say I'm talking about some visitors who are coming up for, let's say, any of the membership somebody have taken for a club, and we guys are all we all are the club members, and we are not been strictly told that Hemant you have to come at 9 a.m. only, or Vishal you just have to come at 10 a.m. only. So anyone can come up at any time. So let's say I have a big gym membership, so I can come at any time throughout the day, whenever I feel I'm comfortable with. So that kind of data you can handle up with the help of set. So you will not be considering when someone will be added up in the membership and when we are aligning the membership ID to them. That kind of data you can handle in, let's say, ArrayList. Let's say there is a gym database someone has created for their gym. So somebody who's coming new, whose number will be a new one, just next to the one who has joined now last. Let's say Heyman joined in a new gym at 15th as a 15th member. So next time Vishal came, he will be a 16th member. Then Vidya came, she will be 17th member, and so on. So that is how you are inserting the data, and that is where your array list will be considered. Versus, let's say there is a new set of data which they are going to control and having, where they are tracking whether Hemant has came in on 5th of August or not, whether Vidya has came in on 5th of August or not. That kind of data they are handling with the HashSet because they are not, they don't want to handle it in the sequence. So anyone who is a member can come anytime. So that ways you can think of and assume a real world example where these kind of things can be used. So I'm talking about some, or maybe someone who is visiting on a website as well. If you just talk about website, you can, anyone can visit on a website any day, any time of an hour. Okay, so how we see it. So just put a equal to, say, new hash set. Put this brackets like this. Import your corresponding package like this. Then the same method which you was using in ArrayList, which was add, same method is used over here as well, which is add again. So use this reference variable here, visitors dot add, and whatever value you want to add, you can add. Let's say I want to say user 123. Okay, then I say 456. They should be unique, right? So let me keep 123 again, the third one. So let's see how they are going to, how this set is going to handle, basically hash set is going to handle a duplicate value. So I'm taking up, printing a unique visitors. So now you will see the answer will be all the unique numbers or the username only. It is going to ignore the one which is duplicate. So it will show you user 456 and user 123, which means it has ignored the third one. Okay, so this got ignored. One thing is this. So let's say I went to the gym twice a day. I was free, I went to the gym twice, but my entry will remain one only for a day. For 5th August, my entry will remain one. So
Okay.
if that kind of data they want to handle, they will be using set.
Um, Sorry to interrupt you, Hemant. So can we consider like avoiding repetition? We can use the hash set because the user 123 has already entered. When he tries to enter the second time, the only one entry will be considered. So we can take like a repetition will not be considered only
Du-
once. Repetition or duplication? How we
Duplicate,
can
basically. Duplicate
duplicate?
is the right word. So you can
Okay,
ignore duplicates.
duplication. Okay,
So that is allowed in ArrayList. If
okay.
you're okay with having the duplicate values, you go with it. If you are not okay with duplicate value, go with the set. Simple. So this is a common question also being asked in the interview, that how to handle this and that.
Array
So
list,
that's how you are
the
going
duplication will be allowed.
allowed.
Okay.
And one more thing, if you have noticed, when I was running ArrayList, just have a look at it. So when I run this, it says milk, bread, oats, and oats. Okay. So all these values or the items I see, is in the same sequence I have added them. So milk I added first on 0th index. Then I added bread because I just replaced 1th index with bread. So that is why it shows bread. Then I removed egg. So that is why egg is not shown. Then you can see oats and oats twice. So this means the insertion order in which you are entering the data has been maintained here because ArrayList and array follows indexing, which is not followed by HashSet. If you just run this and see, it will say you 4, 5, 6 first and 1, 2, 3 after that. But my sequence of entering these values are different. Okay. Then we have so many other options. If you want both of the things, then you have to go with another value in another thing. So that we are going to see. Okay, so what all features we have seen in it? Features are prevent duplicates. Second will be uh, so if you want to use some contains method in it, so that is more easy to use. So let's say I want to check with whether I have this visitor visited today or not for a particular day. So I can do one thing. Let me copy this and you can print this as well again. And I'm checking whether my user 456 has visited for the day or not. Okay, so I have 100 people who are visiting my gym. So I just want to check whether Vidya has came today or not, whatever, that kind of thing. So I will be using this contains and will be checking for this user 456. And in the front, I will be having a UI. Let's say I'm talking about this from the programming point of view, but in when somebody is a non-technical who is having access of the gym, that person will be having a UI kind of stuff where he will be entering some value, find Hemant, and putting a date whether he has came in or not, that kind of thing. So behind the scene, these kind of date code is running. So when somebody says that 5th August and checked for Hemant visiting or not, then this contains is going to be triggered behind the scene. And it will give you what kind of answer? True and false. If Hemant has came in on 5th August, it will say true. If not, then false. So we do have this user, then it will show me a true, right? So let's run this again. So user visited true. Okay, I can have Hemant or any name as well. That is okay. You can change it accordingly. So this is quite fast. So you can quickly check if that person has visited or do this value exist in the list or not. That kind of question you can just quickly check. So there is no positional access. So you are actually using contains here, and in ArrayList you was using index. So this is the difference. So you just have to memorize these differences as well. If somebody is going to ask you between a difference between ArrayList and hash set, so you have three kind of things you can answer, and you can tell that, yeah, this is where I will be using this thing, this particular type of Java collection and versus the other one. Okay, so depending on the scenario use case, you will be choosing either of two. So one more we have, which is also very much asked in the interviews these days. So let's say you are in a situation where you want to follow both the insertion order as well as you want to be unique. So in arrays, which was good thing in it? it is going through the insertion order. And in hash set, what was the good thing in it? It was avoiding any duplicacy. But when you guys want both of them, both the features in one type of collection, so the collection name is link hash set. So it is not array hash set, it is basically link hash set because it is based on the link list which we discussed yesterday. And in linked list, you remember we were actually creating those objects in the memory and then just making them interrelated. So link hash set. So the person is going to ask you in this way. Even I was being asked in the one of the COFO's interview. That lady was asking me, Hemant, I want to keep things unique as well as I want to follow the insertion order. So which type of Java collection I am going to use for my data? So this is the answer you are going to tell. Okay, so link has set a main method you have to follow. So your link has set is comes under your set. So set is a super interface or class. We will see that what is there. So you can create an reference of the set only so that you can perform multiple actions, which also covers in set 2. So that is how your parent is helpful to be giving this reference. We will see the chart as well after this. Then your new linked hash set. And take the imports. So I will use this reference to add few values. Let's say I'm going to basically create I'm baking something, let's say. So I'm going to bake some cake or something, let's say. So what is the steps I have to follow? So I have to preheat the oven, sorry. Then I want to so I'm going to follow 4 steps. Then I will mix some ingredients, whatever I want to create, let's say poha or cake. Sorry. Then I will baking for 30 minutes. Then again, I'm doing a mix of ingredients. So what I'm trying to do is I'm adding a duplicate value and checking whether this duplicate value is allowed or not. Okay. Mix ingredient. I'm saying again. So this is your duplicate. So I want to see the sequence of the recipe steps. So in this, I'm going to start with a for loop, like the way we were doing yesterday. We can do an extended or a normal, anyone is fine. And say string step recipe steps. So this is my whole set on which the whole set of all these four values will be there. This will be ignored, only 3 will be there. And I want to iterate on all of these 3 one by one. So this is my iterator, this is my data type, and this is the size of my whole set in which all 3 values are there. So I will use this iterator to be iterated over this whole set of size of my set, and it will go one by one. And what I want to do with this, I want to print all the steps. Let's add few like this, then the step. So let's see the output. So preheat oven, then mix ingredients, then bake for 30 minutes. And my fourth one didn't came because I was using set. And one more thing, if you notice, when we were using set, we were getting random values. So there are possibility you will get mix ingredient first, then preheat, then bake. But if you want to follow the sequence, this is something you have to use. And also you want to avoid any duplicacy. So when you want both the features to be available in the single collection, then this is one which you have to use. Okay. I hope this is clear. And this is being asked mostly as compared to the comparison between set and list, ArrayList. This is something which I have seen interviewers are asking. So what all it is doing, it is preventing your duplicates, then maintain the insertion sequence. So it is doing the both important thing which was available in ArrayList and HashSet. But the problem here is it is slow than your HashSet. So if you are okay with having a slower execution, but you want all the values to be unique, in those cases you are going to use LinkedHashSet. So any idea why it will be slow? Anyone wants to answer? No one? So what will happen? Let's say if we are just talking about HashSet, so it is going to have, let's say, 100 users, and it will randomly print all of your users. So it is not going to compare each and every user with each other, that whether this is already being visited or not. So what will happen in the case of when you are looking for a unique set of sequence, or you are trying to duplicate the items. So how can my code will able to see and identify that this is duplicate? So they will only be able to identify the duplicacy by comparing each and every element one by one. And when you start comparing, let's say Hemant is one of the 100 member of a gym. So what this is going to do, it will compare with all the people who came on the same day. That those can be 20, 30, 50, or maybe 100 as well. So when Hemant is being compared with those 100 entries for a day, then that is going to take time. And that is where we are losing the time. And that is why this message says that it is slower than the hash set. And if you don't want to compromise with the speed, then you will be using hash set only. And you want to avoid any duplicacy along with the insertion sequence, then this is what you have to use. So much of items we have in the Java collections, depending on your scenario and use case, you will be using. Looking at what all we use in your automation framework, I would say none of them. I mostly use ArrayList, and that is what is fine for any kind of action I perform. Because we are the guys which are not much using a lot of data. We are actually using test data, but that is not up of that size that I have to think of having performance approaches to be applicable and this and that. So I'm not creating a new application. I have, let's say, 5 type of users I want to log in. So will I think of so much of performance into those only 5 users. If I have 1,000 users, 10,000 users, then I will think of, oh, I have so many options, then I have to choose one. Are you getting my point? So this is something which is what I feel is from the perspective of a developer who is creating an application. But yes, this is being asked in the interview. So you have to memorize few of the things that this is what this particular type of Java collection do. And accordingly, you have to answer the questions.
Any chances we will use the stack and queue in the automation?
Stack.
Real time, is there any chances we will use? Because I haven't seen, I have been using stack and queue. So for that, though, it's better to know it, but just I'm asking you. Anywhere have you used it? Because I didn't use that one. So that is the,
Even I have not used now. That is
okay. Okay, got it.
ArrayList is something which I have mostly used. I have, let's say, a few set of data. I can use set as well. I want to see maybe there are chances. Let's say you are handling your data set or test data to a non-technical person and who is entering the username and password or maybe other set of data as well in the Excel sheet. So maybe I'm giving a Excel sheet or I'm giving a JSON file or I'm giving a CSV file. And let's say our test data is coming from some database. It could be SQL Server, MySQL, or somewhere else. So in those cases, if we are very much strict that I don't want any kind of duplicate data, and maybe that non-technical person can override or maybe write Hemant twice or 3 times in the Excel sheet. So just from the point of view of avoiding and very rare chance could be there that that person can do a mistake. From that mindset and perspective, you can do. But as we guys, what we are having a very limited users, and those users are around us only. They are not the actual user who are visiting the website, right? They might be operation teams who want to use my automation framework. There could be some manual test engineer, but they would be like 10, 20 of them. So it is not that much required, but yes, you can add so many of things which you feel that this is where one can do some mistake. And if somebody will do such kind of mistake, maybe a duplicate set of credential one could write, then instead of using ArrayList, Hemant will be using HashSet. But what will happen if Hemant will use HashSet, Vidya, instead of ArrayList?
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me, sorry, Hemant.
So I'm asking, let's say I have, just a second, let me take you to Excel. So let's say this is your test data sheet. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So this is your username and password.
Okay.
This is Hemant and Gandhi, let's say, and this is Ankur. So this is the password. Okay. And one more, let's say, take Vidya and okay. So these are the 4 people. Let's say they are having different roles. One is just a user, second is admin, and Vidya is super admin.
Okay.
Okay. So let's say this is my data, right? And I'm going to log in via these credentials in my website in a sequence. So first Hemant credential will be entered, then Ankur's, then Vidya's. Okay.
Okay.
And I have created such a kind of uh, assertions and all those items that when Hemant will be there, he can only see few things out of the whole application because he's just a user. Ankur can see more of it, and Vidya can access anything on the application. Okay, so that kind of done things I have done. So what I will be doing to read all of these one by one, I will be using ArrayList. Okay,
Okay.
versus if I use hash set and that person who has done mistake has done this thing. So he has again added my name
Hmm.
by mistake or whatever the reason is. but I am not okay with having the duplicacy because I have 10,000 line of code for which I have already ran for Hemant. So why should I run the same thing again for Hemant? That will waste my time. Okay. So I want to avoid duplicacy. And that is again a very rare chance when the user will be entering a duplicate data. So let's say I replaced my ArrayList approach where I was holding this value and shifted it to HashSet. So what will happen to this? What will change in this?
The duplication will be avoided when it comes to HashSet, but ArrayList, it will run twice. I mean, twice the username Hemant and Gandhi. It will, suppose we are logging into some website or something, it will, when it comes to ArrayList, it will run twice. When it comes to HashSet, it will avoid duplicacy and time saving when writing a automation, when writing an automation test.
Anything else?
And if we are using HashSet, as you said, HashSet, one more advantage is to faster. Suppose if I want to pick a particular person, like my name contains faster random access, that can be done. Among the 10,000 data, if I want to pick only one data, that we can use that. You said for three important things you said for HashSet. One is like a random access, faster access. So that is one advantage, and another one is like avoiding duplicacy.
One more disadvantage I see based on my requirement, I'm just saying, maybe my
Yeah.
requirement could be different.
No, please go
I
ahead.
want to bring all of my users in a sequence only.
Okay,
So
but
that sequence will be disrupted if I go with HashSet.
HashSet, exactly, because it has no order, you said, so that will be
It is not going to follow any index or order. So
in that
if I
case,
want to go with both of them, I will be using what?
a
Link.
linked HashSet.
Yes. So this way you forcefully can add your stuff, but practically I have not seen in real world examples. So
Yeah.
from the point of view of automation engineer, I'm saying I
No,
have seen so
that
many
is
projects. So just giving you an example. I hope others.
no, that is very true, Hemant, because why I raised this question for Stack and Queue is they question us during the interview, but real time we are not having, I haven't used. That's the reason why we are not remembering those Stack and Queue long time. When compared to ArrayList or something, HashSet is widely used. Map is widely used. I have seen the key value pair, that one is used. But when it comes to Stack and Queue, I haven't seen. That's the reason I raised this question.
So I think this is the right example, right? How
Yeah.
do you like it? Okay, so let's move further and we will be moving to some algorithm approaches. So this is all about what we see and do with your Java collections. We have all of these kind of collections and maps which we have seen. You can explore more. You find some issues and challenges, you can reach out to me. So how does the chart of your Java collection look like that we can see? So just have a look at the image. Okay, so this is how your chart of your iterable then collection looks like. Whatever you see in this green color are interfaces, and whatever you see in your gray color are the classes. So the important ones I have covered, which are mostly being used and asked. You will not be, I have not seen people using navigable, or even I have not used even. Tree set, I have seen one of the example, but not rarely I have been seen being asked. So that is why I have not covered it. And queue we have seen. Then list is something which we were looking. So list is your interface. In that we have covered your array list and linked list, and your hash set we have seen. Then your link hash set we have seen. That both comes under your uh, set named interface.
Hash
So
map. Hash map is
map
also
is not a part of your
collection.
Java collection. That is why this is not there. Okay.
So when they ask for Where it belongs,
You
what
might
should I?
get, so it is having a different interface. So it is not under your Java collections. So this is how it looks like. Some people say it is in collection only because, but you can say this is not the, sorry, this is a video. Okay, so collection, then under that list queue set. Uh, Okay, so under this map, which is separate to this Java collection, but again, it is being talked around Java collection only. So it is a separate interface. So you can call in that way. So in that, we have seen hash map. Same way, the challenge which we were facing around it. So we can go with link hash map, the way we choose link hash set. Same thing it is happening in this as well. So these two you can use. Rest I don't see being used much. But if you want to go very much in depth, so there might be like 10 classes we can take on this. Not this is not this much is enough which we have covered. Okay. So let's go back and talk about the algorithms part. So everything is too vast that it is very difficult to cover so many things. So I will try to cover the important ones which you will feel and see and being talked about in the interviews and also around you. So first we are going to talk about linear search. So the name itself says linear means a simple sorted single approach. So linear search, what is the concept of your linear search is? It will check every element you have and that too sequentially. So search means you are searching any value. You have a data set and you are searching a value in it. Let's say I have, again, talk about some club or gym. We have 100 members. I am looking for Hemant in them. That kind of search you are doing. So how linear search is going to work? It will go and start from member ID 1 up till member ID 100 till the time it will find it. So that is how linear search works. And there are other ways as well around the search operations we can do. There are other ways like you are having a large set of data, then which one to use. So linear search is used when you have very less data, 10, 20 or something. Because if you have 100 set of data, 200, it will be difficult to go to each and every element and see Hemant is there or not, Hemant is there or not, that way. So depending on the size of your data set and your again the use case or requirement, you have to choose which search you are going to opt for. So it is going to follow the sequentially approach. Sequentially. So when to use? So it will be used when unsorted data you have, unsorted one, or the small data set. As I said, you have 10, 20, 50 of the data set, then you can go with this. I will time complexity, I think you should not go into that. That is again a very bigger picture. So on a whole, high level, I can tell. So what time complexity it follows is called as ON. Yeah, I will try to make you understand what time complexity is. Uh, so when we say ON, that means it is going to take a lot of time. When I say O1 for someone, that is something which is very much fast and very speed, in a very speed, I would say. So O1 went into ON, I think you understand. O1 means you are looking for something and you found at the very first phase or maybe second one. And in this situation, which I'm talking about, you are going each and every element one by one and checking whether the element is there or not. That is taking a lot of time. So ON means big time. O1 means uh, in a quick moment you did it. So let's talk about one of the example which we can take while going through the linear search. So I'm having an array of integer. Let's take numbers. In that array, I have some unsorted data. Okay, unsorted means I'm not going to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm writing 4, 7, 1, 2, anything like that. That is what unsorted is. 7. Okay, and put a semicolon. So this is how your array look like if you already know your numbers. And you can later declare them as well by adding them like the way we did over here. By one adding them, that you can also do. So you are ready with the array. Now I want to look for, let's say 7. Okay. So what I will do, I will put a for loop int I equal to 0. I is less than your numbers dot length. Okay. This is clear, I guess. You are able to adapt how to write a normal for loop. This is quite easy. So whenever starting your counting from 0, based on that index as well. So you are going to write less than the size of the your array, and you're using length method to call it, and then using your I plus plus, which we also discussed when we were learning the for loop, how the increment works and everything. So in this itself, we are going to check whether my number which I'm looking for, and I'm going to go in the sequence itself. So I will first check, I'm looking for 7. So I will check whether 7 is equal to 4. My answer is no. I will go to the next one. Whether 7 is equal to 2, no, I will go to the next one, which is third. Then again, I will compare 7 equal to 1, yes or no? No, I will go to the next one. I will compare 7 equal to 7, yes. That is where I'm going to break out. I will not go further in the list. That took again so much time. Maybe this 7 is on 15th position, 20th position. So it is going to take a lot of time. So I'm going to, when I explained you this thing, this will be applicable and implemented with the help of an if condition. So within this for loop, you are going to say if then numbers with the index as I. So I0 numbers at 0th position is 4. That is how it is going to work. Then with this I plus 1 plus plus, this 0 will become 1. Then your numbers 1 become value as 2. So that is how it is going to work. And you are comparing it with the target number. So we are checking whether as soon as we are going to get this number being matched with the target number, we will be saying that we have found this number. So you can print this that I have found the number. Found the number at index, anything like that you can write. So this message is on all upon you, whatever way you want to write. In a more explanatory form, you can do it. Then after it, as soon as I found the number, what I have to do, I have to come out of the loop. So I won't be going to 9, or if some other numbers are there after it as well, I don't want to go towards them because I already found the number. So you have to put a break here. This is very much important. If you don't put it, then it will go further as well and keep on iterating on them. And this will make you reach to some situation where it is nowhere going to stop. And maybe it could take you to the infinite execution as well. Okay. So let's put some, just a second, just save it. So I'm putting a breakpoint so that everyone can understand it easily. Because when we use multiple, or you can say nested loops, it is sometimes difficult to understand. So this is very basic one, but in future we will be having more complex ones as well. So let's start with this only. So I'm putting one breakpoint here and over here. Then click a right click and go to debug as, click on Java application. So you got over here, then you can use these option. The one which we mostly use is this one, step over, click on this. Then you can mouse over on this numbers and you can see index 0, value 4, index 1, value 2, index 2, value 1, and so on. All of those value has been assigned to certain index in an array, and your indexing will start from 0. That we have already discussed so many times. Then I will go next and see my target value has been assigned with 7. So I'm looking for a number called as 7 within this range of my numbers I have in the array. Then I have kept a for loop. So how does the for loop look and start is, it is starting with I, which is 0 again here. Then it will reach up to the point where number is having a length called as 4. Sorry, will be 5, sorry. So when you are counting the length, that will be the total of the size of your array. So it will not be starting from 0. Okay, so when let's say you are counting someone, so you will not say someone as, you will not be referring to that person as 0, that you are at 0. You will be number 0. You can't say that. But maybe on the box in which he is standing, maybe you are making someone standing in a row, and you create a box below on the floor, and over there you place 0. So you can say that person that you are number 1, but you are standing on number 0. That way you can say. So that 0 is basically the location where it is being that person is standing, but it's not going to impact the total count. Total count will still remain the size or the length of the whole set of array. So this is, there are 5 numbers in it. So the number of length is 5. Then your I plus plus, then go next. So I is 0 again. So numbers bracket as your I is 0. So what is there on numbers 0th index? That is 4. So it is going to check whether 4 is equal to 7. So the answer is no. So it will not go inside this bracket, because this condition which we are performing with the if clause is failing. So if this condition is failing, my if clause or if body is not going to execute. So as soon as I click on next, it will went back to line number 12 only. And now you will see it is still 0. I will make it jump again. So when I jumped it again, then the I value became 1. Okay, I is 1. So what is there on the numbers I, which is 1 index, is 2. Then again, 2 is compared with value 7, which is false. So it will come again outside of this if clause and go back to the for loop like this. Then again, if I click next, my I value will become 2. So even you can see it over here as well, I2. I is 2, the value is 1 on second index. Still it is false because 1 is not equal to 7. Let's do it again. Click on this and again you are on the for loop. Click back again now, one more time. So now I is equal to 3, and on third index your value is 7. So whether the 7 is equal to 7, the answer is yes or true. So it will jump into the if clause here and it will start executing it. So if I click on it, you will see it has entered into the if block, and again you can click on next. So it will print you that we have found the number at index 3, and as soon as you found it, you have to put a break somewhere. Otherwise, it will keep on rotating and all of that will work. So better to come out of the loop. So hit on break, and this is how we are outside of the for loop. So we are just outside of the for loop. So the scope of the for loop was up till this. So as soon as this break triggered, you just came to line number 21. Manish has a question. I'm not getting this variable breakpoint screen on right hand side while debugging. So you're not able to see it, or you're not able to.
Actually, it's not visible when I was debugging today. So means I did the part which you have told me. So I was not able to see this screen. So I think may I have hide it or
No,
I
no, I think I have to check actually. Maybe this could be there. So I have to check where it is available. So I think it will be here somewhere. So show view, and you can go to variables. So this is where you have to find. So go to window, go to show view, and click on this. Then this section will be visible. Okay. So whatever is not visible to you, so you just have to go to this window and go and approach this. Console is not somewhere. Sometime you close this console, right?
yeah I was thinking
Then
same.
that got lost somewhere.
Yeah,
Then you
first
sometimes struggle a lot to find it. So
okay.
go to
Uh,
window, go to show view, and go click whichever you are looking for. Sometime even your project explorer will be lost. You will not be able to see the project explorer as well. So you just have to follow this step and you will be able to see it. Okay, I think this is clear now, Manish.
yes.
So this is the simplest one, but as we just discussed, when and where we are using when we have unsorted data, means the sequence is not in a following number, like one is not on the first position, then two and four and seven and nine. Random numbers are there. The data set is small, and complexity is something which has been discussed from the DSA point of view, that we have to create a code in a way that we have to save a lot of time. But that is something which, for us who is an automation engineer, is something which is on level 2 or 3. First, we have to think that if are we able to write the code or not. So that is our first level. So better to cross first level, then we will think of making our code better and execution faster. That kind of questions will come on level 2. Right, Vidya? I think this is right. To go to level 2, then 3, and so on. And we will keep on improving.
I have one doubt. Sorry to interrupt. Suppose you said the data set. When it comes to data set, I'm having a small data set. Let's consider. So in a website, I'm looking for one particular product. Can we say that as a small data set, or should we consider that website list as a bigger data set? That is my question here. When it comes to linear sets, suppose I'm looking for one particular I'm just looking for a laptop. So that is one product. I was looking inside that website products. So can we consider this as a small data set, a bigger one? That's my question.
So the problem here is, Vidya, we are directly hitting the laptop itself. If you
Mm,
just think of from the point of view of QA.
mm,
So I'm not messing up with all the categories I have on the website.
yeah.
If I place all the categories, let's say there could be 100 category on
Yeah.
Amazon, then I'm finding that category laptop in those 100. Then I'm again finding, let's say, MacBook. Then I would have changed the approach. But if just say I'm just hitting on laptop directly and looking for,
Yeah.
searching for iPhone or MacBook, so
That
our
is a small data
perspective
set.
is different. Na? That is the challenge which we guys are facing. we guys are doing automation, but we are being expected to implement these all things. So that is what I feel. I'm not sure. Maybe I could be wrong, but we have not that much data set which we are going to see. I have not have to go through the whole set of categories first. Then only I will be able to find the laptop. I'm talking about UI testing. Okay, I
Okay,
will be
okay,
able to easily access laptop somewhere wherever I see it. I will start writing a Selenium code and I will be able to access it. So
okay,
that's from the point of view of that, I'm thinking that it is difficult to, maybe in API things could be different.
okay.
But to think of it that
I thought, no, I thought that is a multiple categories. Among the categories, we already sorted it to small, like, we narrowed it the search. So I thought this will come under a linear search because we are not looking among the products. We
uh,
particularly need a laptop and we
yes,
narrowed down the search. So I
uh,
thought it might come under linear search.
so I will not be going to electronics, no, sorry, on furniture, then coming to electronics, then coming to laptop. I will be skipping out the furniture, right? Directly.
Yes,
So
yes,
that is my
directly.
point.
Okay,
So that way we are having a smaller data set and not that bigger one. So I
yeah,
will not be keeping sofa set with laptop in my data set.
yeah,
Maybe developers could be placing when while they are developing it. So my point is different where, I mean, my point means our QA point of view is different when we guys are testing something. So let's talk about binary search.
yeah.
So binary search is kind of similar only. You must have heard in your bachelor's maybe when you was doing some BTech, BCA or something. So what all we do in binary search, what is a concept? Concept. So it is based on the concept of divide and conquer on sorted data. So if you have a sorted data, we can divide the whole set of data into two parts and then start reversing on them and then find the value. So that is where your binary search work. When to use sorted arrays if you have. Okay, so this is what we have. Coming to a sample example, main int. So I'm creating a array named as sorted only. You can name any other as well. And in this, I'm going to place 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, all the odd numbers. Then I'm taking two different default values. One is low equal to 0 and high is my sorted dot length -1. So when we actually divide our whole set of range of data set into two part, we will be having this kind of item approach. Why this is throwing an error? Okay, so I've taken two data sets, or I can do one more thing. I can put a comma here and remove it. So if you want to, if you have two variables and you know that both the variables are having the same data type, so you can this way also declare by putting a comma in between. Or you can separately also declare. That is all upon you how you want to go with. So in this approach, we are going to use a while loop. And in the while loop, I'm going to check whether my low value is equal to less than equal to high. So I'm going to traverse till the time my low value will become greater than high. Okay, and in this, I'm going to say, as we would discuss, that in binary, we split our whole set of data set into two parts. So the divide and conquer is something which we are doing here. So I will go in midway somewhere. So how to reach to a midway? Low plus high divide by 2. And then in that you can put a if condition. So I'm checking the same thing the way we were doing before. So I missed to add the target. So let me add a target as well. So I'm looking for again 7 or 5. 5 will be easy. So better to take 7. So because 5 is in the center only, na, so it will be the right, exactly the same one which will be hit for the first time. So better to go with the next one. So sorted, then what is there in the mid? So we are going to start from the mid level. Whatever is there in the midway, that is what being compared with the target. So this way we are handling such kind of data set. So we are not traversing on the whole complete data set like the way we were doing on linear. So we are starting from the center somewhere. So this is what you have to involve like this. And as soon as they have been matched, so you have to follow the same approach the way we did before, that we have found the value, found the element at index. What index? The mid index, because this is where it is going to increase as well. And then put a break. And outside the if, we can put some else if as well. Because if these are not matching, then what will happen? So if those are not matching and your sorted mid is less than target, so you have to focus on this. It is a bit difficult. So your low will become +1 to mid. And in the last, else high equal to mid -1. So what you have to do, basically, you are starting the comparison from here, from the very center. So the size of my array is 5. So I will divide by 2 and I'm going to skip that your reminder. If I divide 2 by 5, then it will be 2.5. So I will take the round off. And I'm starting my number from 0. So my number second will be 5. Index 2 will be 5. Okay, so I'm starting from here. So if this is not matching, then what should we do? So what we will do is, my low is this one, 0. My high is this one. So what we will do is, we will keep on shrinking and moving them in different directions. So this will go towards this. My high will go towards center from here, and my low will go towards center from here. Okay. So that is what I'm doing with this else and if condition. Then only you will be able to find what you are looking for. Okay. So let's say I'm on 9. If I do -9 is on, let's say, fourth index. If I do -1 and I will reach to 7, then only I will be able to match it, right? That is what I'm looking for. So that way you have to approach, and let's do the debugging, then only it will be more easier to understand. So this is your code, and let's do some debugging quickly. We are close to end the session as well. So you can only put a single debugger, that is also fine. Okay, it went to that, sorry. We are on here. Stop this. So it went to linear search. So go to here and click on Java. Okay, so go next. In sorted, we have all the indexes and values like the way we looking before. 0 index 1 value, 1th index 3 value, and so on. Then we are looking for 7, which is on 0, 1, 2, 3, third index. Then I'm assigning few values, low as 0 and high as whatever is the length minus 1, because my index will start from 0. So I'm checking whether my low, which is 0, is less than high, 4. We are good. Let's go next. So if it is true, then we can go inside the while loop. Then what I am doing, I am creating one more variable as mid, so that I can start execution or comparison from the midway. So in linear, you start from 0. In binary, you start from somewhere midway. So your mid value became 2. So it just round off itself. It will not take 2.5 or 3. It will take the previous number. That is also good for us. So as we are starting from 0 only, so that fits well. Now on mid, which is your 2, right? And sorted 2 is 5. The value on sorted 2 index is 5. Is whether it is equal to 7 or not, the condition is false. So it will not jump into the if condition. Now you can see it just skipped this body and jumped to my else if. Now I'm checking whether my sorted mid, which is again 2 only, it has not changed, is less than the target value. So I'm checking whether 5 is less than 7. And I already know that I'm going to apply binary search on the sorted values, right? I already know that. So that is why I'm putting this condition, whether my mid value on which I am is less than the target or not. If that is true, then we can go inside. Okay, so we went inside and my number is low as 0 and my mid value is 2, and I want to add 2 plus 1 as 3 and I will assign to low. So my low value became 3 now here. Okay. Now I will go back again to because either of 3 should work, either the if clause or the else if. If nothing is working, then the last else. Either of 3 is working, then I can jump back to my while clause. So it will take me back to the while condition. Now my low value is 3, where I have created 3, and my high value is still 4. So 3 is less than 4, true. I can get inside. Mid value is again the same. It became 3 now because low value has increased, right? 3 plus, what is the high value? 4. 7 by 2 is 3.5. Then mid value became 3. Then sorted mid means what is there on the third index? Mid is 3, right? So what is there on the third index in this array?
5,
7.
5,
7. 0, 1, 2, 3, 7.
7. And what we are looking for? 7, right? Okay, my target number is 7. So my sorted mid value, which I'm looking for at this position, became 7 only. And in this case, my thing is going to work. So I will be jumping inside this for loop this time because sorted mid is 7 and target value is also 7. So both are matching. I can go inside the if clause and I can say that I found the element at number 3. Okay. So for your task for today is you have to do the same way, but you have to find one, and that will be more difficult to find, and you will be having more iteration as compared to the one which we discussed. So that will make your fundamentals more clear when you will go through this. Okay, so I found the value, I will run it. So as soon as you found it, you can resume it as well. And you can see found the element at index 3. So now your task is you have to find 1 here. So you have to do it today. Okay.